SIS Bro was once gaining well over 200 million views every single month, yet these days the channel sits completely abandoned, with Ronald and Karina's relationship having declined pretty significantly.
Those responsible have been sacked.
My life isn't completely intertwined with Ronald. He's doing his own thing. Why? I don't know. Okay, we're not twins or something.
And this is
if you are a fan of SIS Bro, you have a very interesting life.
Two kids. SIS Bro was launched in early 2016 when Karina was 9.
I am worried about how badly written
it
will
will be. Radiating with excitable energy. It was obvious that the siblings loved making the videos in the beginning, and when this authentic, fun energy was mixed with a competitive element being their sibling rivalry, the YouTube algorithm began to promote their channel relentlessly. Only 6 months after beginning on YouTube, SIS Bro.
The reality is that Sis and Ronald have never been closer than in the video, and the reality is that they are far from close.
Displaying just how quickly they'd become a household name here on YouTube. Every
9
single
months
piece of
later
content
with
they put out was family friendly and relatable to anyone who had siblings, and when this was mixed with a gradual increase in production value and thumbnail quality, the view count on each video began to go crazy. Giant Gummy vs Tiny Gummy,
I wonder what the view count is now.
Views. Pancake Art Challenge 98 million views. Older sibling vs younger sibling 107 million views. At around the same point in time, being only a year after launching the channel, the SIS Bro family purchased a vacation home in Spain.
And today we're gonna do a house tour of our vacation home.
And while their previous uploads made it somewhat obvious that the family was already wealthy prior to beginning YouTube, the purchase of this house was without a doubt aided by the extreme success they were seeing on the SIS Bro channel. Insanely enough, only 4 months after purchasing this vacation home, they'd upload a new video explaining that they were back in Spain looking for another house.
And we're in Spain and we're looking for a long-term house.
This time viewing significantly larger properties.
Ron, check out this house. It's so cool. It's so huge.
Check this! Look, there's an elevator!
With the purchase of their second new house being mixed with holidays in Africa, Thailand, and Dubai.
I am so excited. This is going to be our 3rd time going to Thailand.
With each location being flown to in business class.
But today we're going to be going to Dubai.
Yeah, we just learned Korean on Tuesday.
We're super excited!
All whilst their channel continued to grow in the background.
2 days ago, we reached 1 million subs!
Regardless of what's being said, if it's true, the reality is that it's a very different place for both of them to live.
Canada's 9th most followed channel, only 3 years after beginning their journey. However, this insane level of success also began to introduce its own set of problems. On a Quora thread discussing the SIS Bro channel,
I'm not sure how that works, but okay,
it was so
I'll
much
carry
fun
on.
when they used to make their slime, Orbeez, and hide and seek videos, but as time went by, it was all about their house, their room, their iPhones, not the quality content they provided. This statement was backed up by another user who wrote, their videos mainly feature them bragging about themselves and their possessions. There are some people who think SIS Bro are spoiled, and I personally agree. Back in the early days of this channel, they had slime videos, challenges, pancake art, and food vids. Years later, their channel started having about their iPhones and doing videos like I buy whatever you spell, which was followed by one final anecdote reading, they keep bragging about how rich they are. They're just spoiled children who need discipline. Now, we could probably sit here and try to make some over-the-top argument about how flexing ruined the channel's reputation, although the actual data doesn't suggest this at all. Some of the most popular videos
I am not sure about that one, Chief.
Include their house tours and travel vlogs, with the success of these videos
I want to see some house tour vlogs with John.
Audience, as this age group seems far less repulsed by bragging and flexing in comparison to an older audience. Additionally, the flexing done on the SIS Bro channel feels as though it's coming from 2 kids simply going through an exciting life, as opposed to bragging from a position of insecurity, as was the case in our Quebblecop video from a couple months back. However, while it's
that's what
difficult
makes
to make
it so
the argument
nasty.
that flexing and bragging ruined the channel's reputation, their life of luxury did seem to have an effect on something slightly different. The family's motivation to
that's what I'm gonna call the
app.
Stop Picking Me Well.
SIS Bro would announce that they were making yet another upgrade to their lifestyle by purchasing an absolutely insane 7-bedroom mega mansion.
So guys,
We've been saying this for months.
This is the biggest house we've ever lived in. It's truly like
welcome to our mansion.
Huge.
Yes, it is humongous.
The siblings displayed their
I think that you're
incredible
overreacting.
area.
A huge pool. Look how big it is. There's a cover over it right now, but look how huge it is. It's so big.
They showed off their indoor gym and sauna.
We have a full gym over here. A full gym. We have like all the equipment.
As well as the mansion's breathtaking mountain views.
And over here we have this amazing view. Look at it.
Bookican, what is this house I keep hearing about?
So cool.
I thought it
However,
was
the
in
most
Dublin.
interesting thing to note is that in the lead up to this house tour, SIS1Bro hadn't uploaded a video in over 2 months.
We know we haven't been posting a
It's
while,
not the
but for
money
now
they
on,
made,
we
it's
promise
the
we'll be
success
posting
they had.
every single Saturday, because now we have more space to do more videos because we're gonna be moving to a mansion.
You can't change what people
As
think.
mentioned, Ronald and Karina plan on posting new videos every single Saturday once they moved into their mansion, although this isn't what would happen. SIS1Bro would upload 2 final videos titled Who Will Win the Master Bedroom in Our New House and Karina's Master Bedroom Tour before the channel would be completely abandoned. Exactly why SIS1Bro had disappeared out of
But
the
that's
blue
not how
wasn't
reality
obvious in the
works.
beginning. However, in the months that followed, different pieces of evidence began to pop up, showing that there were things going on behind the scenes that weren't all that obvious to their YouTube audience. The family's main problem was that the
I
kids
wonder
were
what those
simply
things
getting
are.
older. When the channel began, they were both younger than 10,
But they were
yet
still
by
kids.
2021, Ronald and Karina were both entering puberty. When you're a kid, it's fun to be mean to your sister for 24
There
hours,
are a couple
but when you're
things
about
to
to go
note,
into high
however.
school, you might think of it as somewhat pathetic. Additionally, on the topic of going into high school, what are your friends going to think about the videos that you make?
Probably
Siblings
gonna
have
be
gotten
like
to an
this,
age
are you
where all of a
retarded or
sudden you want to
something?
fit in with those around you, and it becomes a question of, is continuing to make kids videos on the internet going to help Ronald and Karina fit in at school? Well, apparently not. As shortly after the videos stopped on SIS1Bro,
I think that's the
Karina
best
would
way
begin
to look
upload
at it.
content on TikTok, during which she began to sport an image that was significantly different to how she looked on YouTube.
The people that always wear like one piece of jewelry, like it's
I am now
always on their
misogynistic.
person, no matter what their outfit is and like what it matches with. It's just their thing
What
that
do you
they're
mean,
always carrying
Tom?
with them. I feel safe around them.
Additionally, many of these TikToks were concerned with the
Yeah,
way
I
she
guess so.
looked, as well as her different phases, almost as if
She
she
was
was trying to
smoking
show
hot
the
back then.
audience that she was no longer the same Karina from SIS1Bro. If anyone asks you if you're
But
that
she
kid from
still is.
SIS1Bro, tell them you don't know what they're talking about. That was my plan anyway. This comment came alongside
can't
another
change what
TikTok
people
video
think.
in which Karina could be seen laughing at the slime, gummy, and unicorn videos she made as a kid, and as you might suspect, Karina's new cynical attitude about her past was disappointing to the many who'd grown up watching her on YouTube. I didn't notice this was Karina. Why aren't
I
you
really
guys
enjoyed that
SIS1Bro
part.
not posting anymore? Oh my gosh, you've changed. Karina would provide a little bit of information about the end of SIS1Bro, stating that it stopped being fun a few years ago. However, she still had substantially more information to share on her TikTok. It's somewhat difficult to figure out exactly
I think
what
she
this
was
video is
trying to get
say,
some
but
sort of
Karina
angle
seems
on
to
the
imply that whenever
situation.
her and her dad get into arguments, they just scream at each other inaudibly, with this video being released alongside an Ask Me Anything on Snapchat, in which she'd state that her parents always try to find a reason to yell at me or take my phone, and that maybe this time they're so unbelievably mad at me that they can't yell. In addition to these posts about her and her parents'
Kinda.
rocky relationship, Karina would post another TikTok stating that she'd been expelled from her school, revealing once again on Snapchat that it was for getting high in the bathroom. Karina had stated in previous TikToks that she would start drama to make school less boring, and when confronted about the change in her attitude during a live stream, Karina had the following to say.
You changed. Well, I mean, people do change. Like, not
You're
everybody's
wrong, I'm
gonna
sorry.
be wearing diapers forever. So people change. Is that like upsetting?
But it would be
Should
cool
I
if they
still be
did.
wearing diapers?
The most interesting thing to be noted from this response is that Karina appears quite arrogant and entitled. And I could be wrong with this claim, but maybe this arrogance has something to do with being brought up in a luxury environment where they were constantly spoiled in order to create content. On the other hand, maybe
I
that's
am
just a
upset.
cliche created by people who wish they had that kind of upbringing. And at the end of the day, at
Or
least
maybe
Ronald
it's
and Karina
Maybelline.
made a lot of money out of the channel, right? Well, maybe not. Karina stated in a different video
I'm
that
sure
she
they did
used
not.
to pay her parents' bills with slime videos, which accompanied another TikTok stating that she only had 12.4 euros to her name, showing that perhaps all of the YouTube money simply went to the parents, leaving Karina with the opinion that her time on SIS1Bro was the worst 5 years of her life. This is all just speculation,
I
of
feel
course,
like
and
I
maybe
missed something
withholding money
here.
from the kids until they're older is actually the smartest move. Sure, the siblings have both been big stars on YouTube,
Smartest
but they're
move
still
would
just
be
school
to
kids
just
with
not have
limited
them.
money management skills, and to hand them millions of YouTube dollars at such a young age would more than likely end in disaster. And while Karina has been quite vocal since the SIS1Bro
I'm not disagreeing
hiatus,
one bit.
Ronald has barely said a word, with a possible reason for this being because, according to his Instagram, his social media presence is still managed by his parents. Ronald has begun to post the occasional photo and story on Instagram, however his TikTok accounts are banned constantly, whilst his two personal YouTube channels
I am
haven't
not
seen
sure
any
if this is
video
the
in
real
well
deal or a
over
joke,
year.
Matt.
Interestingly, however, Ronald did appear in a recent
that's
video
why I love
uploaded to
him.
his dad's channel, where the two could be seen building a new computer intended for Ronald to do some live streaming.
That's gonna be the main monitor for streaming.
Ronald is also gay AF.
Control that right here for the stream.
This might also be a sign that Ronald plans on coming back to
I'm
YouTube,
not watching it.
although considering Karina stated
No,
on
don't come
TikTok
back, it's
that
not
Ronald
right, you've crossed the
refuses to
line.
do anything with her, it's unlikely that there'll be any revival of the SIS First Bro channel anytime soon.